So it's likely you are here because you have maybe a pain or injury in your body, low back, knee, foot, ankle, shoulder, neck, elbow. You may have some diagnoses, sway back, arthritis, degenerative disc disease, meniscus, any diagnosis with your body, fibromyalgia. It's possible you're here there's an area of your body, you're like, man, I've got no butt. How do I turn my butt on and strengthen that? Maybe there's an area of your body that you want to put attention to and strengthen. It's possible that you are here as a trainer and you're looking to improve your skills and your knowledge set. Why else would they be here, Andrew?
They want to get swole and boost performance.
Maybe you want to look like me. These are all valid reasons of why you would be here. The problem that exists right now, and many of you may have already tried things for your body. You may feel like you're at the bottom, like you've done everything you know of. Maybe you've tried chiropractic, physical therapy. You may have had surgeries. You may have shots. You may be taking pain medications, anti-inflammatories, icing, using different braces, posture straps, orthotics for your shoes. What else have they done or doing?
Yeah, you did a lot. Ice, heat, E-stem, muscle stimulation.
Yeah, you've done physical therapy, acupuncture, massage, all these things, and you have not, you were unable to achieve your desired results from those attempts. And now you're looking for something else. The problem that exists out there right now, and the problem that exists is most every section of healthcare, whether it's PT, chiro, medical, orthopedic surgeon, all of that, they're very symptom-based. It's very Band-Aid, patch over this, massage this, take it easy, rest it. And it's more about maintaining the body than actually improving and getting back to the life you love. So I'm Dr. Mike Wassilison, and I'm the founder of MoveU. And after being in chiropractic sports injury healthcare for 17 years and working on over 10,000 patients and working with orthopedic surgeons and physical therapists and acupuncturists and veterans clinic and traveling for clinic abroad, all of these experiences that I've had in my life have, I believe, allowed me to see the pitfalls, the reasons why people aren't succeeding with the current model. The current model is boring, it's dull, it's symptom-based, it requires driving, commuting, complex insurances, and it skews doctors. Doctors now are they're more interested in collecting a check than actually doing what's best for you. They're not rewarded for actually getting you better. They're rewarded for billing a higher code. And I'm guilty of a lot of these myself. So after 17 years of being in chiropractic sports injury, I actually had an opportunity to be an instructor at California State University in San Marcos. I taught a course called Intro to Manual Therapy Techniques. So it was to pre-physical therapy students. And that's where I met Andrew. And Andrew will share his story briefly with you.
Briefly? Come on, you've said so much. I should be able to say things.
5 seconds left.
So, 2013, I herniated my L4, L5 disc, 10 millimeters to the left and bulged it 8 millimeters to the right. And I had sciatica down both legs. The left one was much worse. I had 3 surgeons tell me that I had to have surgery. And I decided not to. My uncle had had 5 back surgeries, now 6. And he's got so much scar tissue, he's got pumps in his body. And I've talked to so many patients who've had back surgeries and they were coming into our office in so much pain. And I opted out of that. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna find a route that involves understanding my body, how I can improve my motion, and fix the root cause of the issue, which was me moving poorly. I used to squat like this. I'd have all these crazy movements in my body and I didn't know how to stabilize it. It took me years to learn how to stabilize things, move my body all weird. This came out when I was a little kid. And that process of recovery is what brought us to our online program, MoveU.
So with my experience in healthcare, my own injuries because as an athlete, I have injured many areas of my body and improved upon those. Andrew, he's a genius with body movement. He broke body movement down into the most basic components and helps people rebuild their body movement to create a strong, durable, lasting frame and get strong as shit and swole in the process. And that is the MoveU Forever Fix program. Now we're on a mission as well to empower everybody with the skills and the mindset necessary to live a strong, powerful, healthy life. Right now, you are going to be testing your body, and this is not for everybody. Okay, if you right now want a quick stretch or a quick exercise or just an exercise for your knee or hip, go over to our YouTube playlist and search through the categories. If you're looking for a solution, if you want to understand more the root cause and truly take ownership and fix your shit, now is the time to pay attention. So right now, take all of your clothes off, get completely naked, and put a camera up in the room. Wait, this is a different video. You're going to get into gym clothes. Guys, underwear maybe. Girls, underwear, sports bra, okay? And the purpose is so you could see yourself perform these movements.
Not posting these anywhere, they're for yourself.
These are for you. You have to see yourself moving. You are blind. If you're in pain right now, there are blind spots right now. I mean, there's things you don't know that you don't know about yourself that are causing you problems. And it's up to you to discover them because no one gives a shit about your body. They don't. Nobody cares about your body like you will. No one will understand it like you will. So let's get to work, shall we? There are 6 checkpoints of the body that we are going to be moving through today. Your low back and your pelvis, your hip and your knee, your foot and your ankle, your middle back and your core region, your shoulders and your neck. You're gonna be moving through tests for each one of those regions. Every single test is important. Your whole body is connected together. A shoulder, something your shoulder doesn't do here, it will affect the chain all the way down. It could cause foot pain. Unbelievable. So we are going to go through each region and you're gonna test your body movements. Starting, we're going to begin this with the low back and the pelvis. The pelvis is gonna be through this area here, the sacrum, the tailbone. So anything you have tailbone pain.
Pelvis.
Pelvis. Sacroiliac joint pain. I'll use your back as an example. Come here, Andrew. It doesn't matter.
Will's back.
Yeah, we should have had Will over here. So whether you're suffering from disc herniations or stenosis or arthritis, I'm just hitting his back right now, anywhere.
Your nails are long.
Are they? No, they're not long. They're short, but I chew them. SI joint pain, any kind of low back pain, sway back, scoliosis. Guys, anything bothering you or anything you don't like in this area, anything at all, this is going to help you. The first test is the pelvic tilt test. Andrew is going to describe how to perform this test.
Do it. Okay, so if you guys have pain in your lower back, in your pelvis, in your hips, then there's likely a chance you don't quite understand where your neutral pelvic tilt is. On neutral pelvis, there's a slight amount of curve in the lower back. It's normal to have curvature in the lower back. The curvature that we make fun of in our videos all the time looks like this. That's called excessive anterior tilt or lordosis or sway back. The other one is excessive posterior tilt, flattening of the lower back. I can't even do it, guys. But there's people that come in, their butt's gone. Maybe it looks like the butt is flat in line with the back. This thing is just gone. That's usually excessive posterior tilt. You guys want to find the in-between of those. You don't want to be too arched or too rounded. So what you're going to do, put your hands on your pelvis, and you're going to tilt the pelvis back and forth, nice neurotically like this.
The midnight move.
The midnight move. Now, a lot of times people tend to bend their knees. They'll do this with their knees bent, or they'll use their upper body and shoulders. And they got their whole body going through this. We've done a lot of seminars. We've seen a lot of people post videos of them
see what you're
trying
doing.
to do this.
You're
you guys
like,
are doing this.
Yeah, I got this.
I can do pelvic tilts. No. Learn to prevent the upper body from moving. This doesn't move at all. And the knees stay straight. Now what you're going to do is only twist the pelvis. Imagine you've got a rod going from this hip through the body and coming out the other hip, and you're twisting your pelvis around that rod. Slowly. How far can you go? Is it painful? If this hurts you at all, then you are failing the test.
You guys, most of you are at anterior tilt. That's that forward tuck position. What this does, and you're not just in this position, this is how you live. You lift like this, you bend like this, you sleep like this, you walk like this, and you're frozen in that position. And what it's doing is it compresses all the joints in the backs. Anything joints, sacroiliac joint pain, arthritis in the low back. This can actually be a position that bothers a herniated disc, cause sciatica. It causes, this position especially can cause hip impingement, cam lesions, problems in the hip right here. Anything joint related, you're in this position. The other direction, posterior tilt like this, you're compressing discs in your back. Where is my disc model? You are compressing discs in the back. Compressing discs, right? You're flexing, you're compressing all of the discs, and over the course of time of you being like this, and when you're like this, you're bending incorrectly. You're crunching the disc over and over, thousands of reps, years and years and years. And over time, this disc is just wearing down. I should have had these models prepared. But maybe, hopefully, this is more entertaining this way than I'm just running throughout and continuing to talk about right? Your disc, from you standing in posterior tilt, the disc starts here as good, and it just decreases, and it crunches and does this, and then it puts pressure, it bulges the disc like this, puts pressure on the nerve, goes down the leg, sciatica. Guys, it's freaking cause and effect. It's really easy, okay? All right.
So yeah, any diagnoses or symptoms that you have in this area is going to be directly related to your pelvic tilt angle and everything else that's connected to it, which is going to be the glutes, the knee alignment, the feet and the ankles, the shoulder blades, the mid, what is this, mid region, the abdominals, the core, and your head position. So everything's linked together. This is just one piece of the puzzle, is understanding where your neutral pelvis is. So again, to look at yourself in the mirror right now, if you're recording yourself, you want to have a small little angle right here with
guys, about 10 degrees, about 10-degree angle. Guys, girls, about 12, 15 degrees. That's normal. If you find yourself having a difficult time pulling into posterior, like tucking underneath, it's likely you're frozen in anterior. And if you have a hard time going anterior, it's likely you're stuck in posterior tilt. And moving your body out of that frozen position into a neutral position is going to solve a lot of your problems. And it's going to take time. Now, it's important for you to understand next how the glutes and the knee work.
So the glutes,
actually,
you want to talk? You want to say something?
I want to say things. Here we go. Remember, these are segments. Some people watch the whole thing. And Hank, you don't even need to count it anymore. We've blown through all the time. All the time I said 3 minutes. We just said, screw it. That was good.
We're at 11 minutes.
All right, perfect.
11? Holy crap.
Now you moved into this. This is, we're going to be right now, you're going to be learning about your hip area, hip, and the knee. So anything you may have in this area of your knee, anything in here. Maybe it's patellar tendonitis, or it's you're getting a patellar tendonitis, you're getting bursas, ACL, MCL, meniscus pain, degenerative joint disease of the knee, IT band syndrome, super tight hips, maybe pseudosciatica, piriformis syndrome, sports hernia. Look, if I didn't list it, it's on the list. You are not as special as you think. Despite what your mom has said, your body is not that much different from everyone else's, okay? And it's likely you're sinking into the same freaking crappy body movement pattern that freaking millions of other people are, okay? And you're gonna learn to fix your shit. Let's test it right now. So anything in this region right here, anything throughout this area, this test right here, the glute test, is going to help you learn whether your body is functioning properly or not.
Yep. So first thing you guys understand is the knee, the muscles that connect to the knee don't keep your knee in alignment. The glute and the foot actually keep your knee aligned. These muscles here, they keep your knee from falling apart and they help it flex and extend. But for the most part, it's the glute and the foot that are going to make sure that it doesn't collapse inward. So if you find your knees pointing inward toward each other, it's because of your glutes and your feet. So the glutes. This test is another little provocative one. We're going to see if you can pop each of your glutes, right, left, right, left, right, left. You don't have to go quickly, just do small ones. Now, if you can do that with your feet straight and without your quads, your hamstrings, your inner thigh, your outer thigh turning on, then good. You want to be able to pop the glute without any of the other muscles in the thigh turning on. And this is going to take some thought. Now, if you find this is difficult, then go ahead and turn your feet outward. And then also tuck your pelvis under. So you're trying to flatten that lower back. And then you're going to try and pop that glute again. And have someone feel your thighs or feel your own thigh. Are you able to squeeze this glute without turning on the thigh?
They're making excuses why they can't do it right now.
Or they're saying, yeah, I can do it. I can do it. I think I'm right.
They're also saying, well, my weight, well, my foot does this. They're trying to get out of doing it.
Well, do it.
You must be able to perform all of these tests to a satisfactory level to properly strengthen your body to live a free and unlimited life, period. If you want anything less, then goodbye and come back when you give a shit.
And for those of you that aren't sure, this will exaggerate whether or not you're able to engage the glutes. You're going to turn your feet inward toward each other, and then you're going to arch your back. And then you're going to try to pop your glutes. And you're going to find, whoa, it's suddenly very difficult to squeeze the glute without turning on the quads. And this position, it actually exaggerates where most of you are. your knees rotate inward, and 70% of you have an excessive arch in the lower back. So as you're walking around, the knees are rotated inward, arching back. It's hard for you to engage the glutes. But then you go do lunges and squats and walk upstairs and play with your kids and play your sports, but your knee is not stabilized because your glute isn't working.
Okay.
Moving on up.
So now you're about to move down and test your foot and ankle. It doesn't matter how strong your glute is. You could have glutes as strong as this one right here. But if your foot is weak or flat or crappy, guess what? It's not balanced, and your knee's still gonna get screwed up, your foot's gonna go in, you're gonna have the same problem. So let's move down to the foot, shall we? Okay. The next tests are the foot and ankle. I'm transitioning.
Transition.
I was getting them excited to continue. It was a hook.
You're like, this video's long. Go.
It was a carrot. They like this part, I think.
Yeah, it's too long. There's so much rambling. Go.
Okay. Well, you know what? You're here. So if you're interested in improving your body, you're still with us. Okay. Your foot and your ankle are next. Now, many of you have problems with, you maybe have Morton's neuroma or bunions or flat feet, plantar fasciitis, Achilles pain, just weird random ankle pain that's all over the place.
Anything I haven't named.
Anything I haven't named in this area right here. Anything, okay? Can be contributed to a weak foot. Listen, your foot, I'll teach you something awesome. Your foot has pretty much the same muscles as your hand. So your foot should be able to squeeze, to move, to bend, just like this. It's likely, though, you have been wearing shoes that have been compressing your toes in with your orthotics, which are useless, with crappy shoes, with big old Nikes on it, and guess what? Your foot has become absolutely flaccid coma. It's just like this, okay? And guess what? You can wake this baby up. You have to wake it up if you want to feel good. You have to. What's it going to take? It's going to take you connecting your brain to the foot. And here's a couple tests to test the integrity of your foot.
Sweet. So, shoes for the feet are kind of like just having, if you were to live your life with gloves on, how lame would that be? You're not going to be able to feel a damn thing.
Mittens.
You're not going to be able to have fun. Yeah, mittens.
Leather,
like big, thick
leather.
Just filled with cushion. You just can't feel. You're like, hi. You're like, you want to touch your significant other, and you're like, this sucks.
Two sizes
That's what
too
shoes
small,
are for your
too.
feet.
I'm trying to say two sizes
They
too
become
small.
desensitized, and they're not aware of what they're doing. A lot of times, people's toes crunch together, and they might have bunions form. This bone will start to stick outward, and this toe. I'm doing a pretty good job.
That's a pretty bunion.
I'm really strong. There we go.
It's
Good.
pseudo bunion.
So that's kind of what it would look like. I'm hypermobile, so I'm able to achieve this weirdness. Now, the other thing you'll see is that people's ankles will generally roll inward and the knees will turn inward. So the test we're going to do is whether or not you can spread your toes apart. Can you get your toes apart like that? Generally, like say Vans for instance, the shoe would be like this and your toes just crushed together. So it's likely the cause of why you're having trouble spreading your toes apart. If you are, then go ahead and lace your fingers in between just to stretch them. That's a great stretch form. I'm not going to show that.
Can you guys understand, though, your big toe is your kickstand. And the further your kickstand is pointed this way, the more this thing, just the bike, your foot just falls over. So being able to splay your toes out as far as possible right here, what it does, it gives stability and strength to your foot, which supports your knee, which supports your hip, which supports your back, which supports your life.
Now the next thing, go ahead and watch what happens. When I grip the floor with my foot, there's muscles under here that lift my arch. They are my arch support. I have muscles here that support the arch. I don't need to buy orthotics. Now, as you strengthen them, you can improve the arch of your foot. Look what happens to my ankle and my knee as I grip the floor. They rotate outward. Now that is how you're going to keep your knee in alignment. The foot grips, rotates the knee outward, the glute stabilizes the knee, keeps it there, and then you can do all your movements with the knee in alignment, protecting it. Now, the test is going to be, can you spread your toes apart? Keeping your toes down on the ground, can you roll your ankles in and out without any of the toes coming up off of the ground? And a lot of times people might look like this. This is what we see at our workshops.
Or they just roll on the outside of the foot.
Or they roll the outside of the foot. But if they roll the outside of the foot, their toes usually come up. So making sure that you keep those toes down on the ground, rolling back and forth, as much as you can. This is a great way to warm up the ankle for squatting, for lunging, for running, is just to get some motion in the ankle joint. The next thing is spreading those toes apart, can you pull this bone and this bone toward the heel, using the muscles in the bottom of the arch to grip and pull the forefoot back toward the heel. That's stabilizing everything. Stabilizing.
So your foot now, you understand how your pelvic tilt. Now, if you've watched the entire video, you must have a neutral pelvic tilt to turn your glutes on, to pull your posture back. The neutral pelvic tilt keeps when the glutes are turned on, which keeps the knee stable, which allows your foot to stay stable. A strong foot, hip, support the knee with a neutral pelvic tilt, keeps the stability. If you got one kink in that chain, one thing that isn't working properly, it's gonna cause a domino effect. It can.
A lot of people, their feet collapse in. Just so many people have weak feet, dude. And that carries right up the chain. Watch what happens. This foot collapses in, knee goes in, the glute turns off, the pelvis falls, the ribs pop out, you roll forward, your head falls.
You know what they say?
Everything's linked up.
They say, I have flat feet. I have, it's mine. These are my flat feet. Mine, I have my flat feet. Listen, speak with words. Choose words that move you towards the place you want to go in your life. Do you like your flat feet? Then speak about your feet in a positive way. My feet are currently flat, but I'm excited, but I'm improving the strength in my foot. I'm developing the arch in my foot so I can do X, Y, and Z. Choose those words instead of holding on to your shitty diagnoses or excuses, whatever you want to call them, okay? We've had all the diagnoses, by the way. Okay, so now what we completed was, we moved from pretty much from the pelvis here in the low back down to the ground. Now let's go from here up top. Andrew and I debate about the name of this area, but regardless, it doesn't matter. But the point is right now your ribs and your middle back right here, it's very likely that you've got rib boobs, that your core is completely disconnected. It doesn't matter how many crunches you do or how they look in the mirror. It really doesn't. It matters if you're able to maintain a braced core throughout your day, when you deadlift, when you move your body. So this test is what test are we doing right now?
It's more about, are you able to, a lot of people will have these rib boobs. Maybe you're doing some overhead press or you're reaching overhead and your ribs will flare outward. When that happens, the core is disconnected, the spine is kind of relaxed and it's moving without protection really. The body should be able to move that way, but if you're lifting heavy weight overhead, you don't want it to just move all loosey-goosey.
Right, and the symptoms, let's talk about symptoms real quick about this. Sure. With these rib boobs that pop up like this, symptoms can include everything from pelvic floor pain in women to, oh my goodness, low back pain. Low back pain, posture, how you're shifted through here, ribs popping out of place. That means rib pain is like sharp pain that might shoot around.
And what goes with this the most is people who sit a lot. The more curvature you have through your upper back, the more likely your ribs are going to pop out. Because the curvature in the mid-back doesn't correct itself quickly overnight. The best way to fix it is to just let your ribs flare out and arch your back.
Because your body's going to stay upright. You're going to pop it up like here. So as your head's upright, you sacrifice everything from here down.
So the test for this, I'll do a little breathing test as well. The big test is to set up that camera, side view, pull those ribs down till everything's kind of in alignment. If you're a heavier person, then work on just pulling the ribs down, and you'll find yourself, if you are like me, who sits at a desk all the time, you'll find yourself, because of the amount of time you've been sitting at a desk, at a computer, in school, it'll reveal the roundedness in your mid-back as you pull those ribs down into the core. You should feel the abdominals engage a little bit. Then the next piece, we'll get to that in a minute, is how to open the chest up without the ribs flaring out. But being able to pull those ribs down, and then also understanding how to breathe into the diaphragm and the chest in that position. By keeping everything in alignment, and then inhaling into those, you're creating a brace. And this is a very extensive topic that we're not going to get into, how to brace. But the idea is, once you're able to get your core in alignment, you can properly brace. What that would look like, go ahead and relax everything. Let your belly, kind of push your fingers in your belly, let everything relax, let your rib boobs stick up. Now, the breathing test. Put one hand on the chest, the other one on the belly. Take a big breath into the belly without this hand rising, without the chest rising. Can you do that?
You better be recording yourself, because you know what you're doing right now? You're like, yeah, I got this. No, your hand is moving. We see it. We've worked with thousands of people.
And then the reverse.
Record yourself.
Without this hand moving, trying to lift the chest. Now, a proper brace would mean that you understand how to align the core, you're in a neutral pelvis, you've got your glutes engaged, you understand where your shoulder blades should be, which we'll get to in a minute, and you know how to breathe 360 degrees around the torso. So you're actually breathing backward into the chest, backward into your lower back, to the sides and forward all at once. That's a proper brace. We're not talking about that here.
Okay, so now you've learned the test to test your core, your ability to brace your core, and as a test with your middle back as well. That transitions into now your shoulder and your neck. Remember, your shoulder and your neck, they're connected to your feet and even your big toe. Often problems that come with shoulder and neck.
Pressing 405 over here.
Shoulder, number one, shoulder impingement. That's pain in the front of the shoulder right through here. Impingement, upper trap tightness through here. Pec minor syndrome pain. Pec minor is deep in the chest right here. Disc herniations in the neck. There is brachial plexus injuries, which cause radiating thoracic outlet syndrome pain down the arm.
Scalene tightness.
Scalene tightness, yeah, that goes with that as well. Any other rotator cuff issues. And then you have things that you can see as well. Maybe you have winging scapula, your shoulder blade wings out. A lot of your shoulder blades, a lot of them wing out. A lot of them wing out. It's the ability to just, yeah, that's good, Andrew, right there. That's a wung scapula right there. Anything with the neck, tension headaches from your head being so far forward as well. Tension headaches can cause pain up here, around, and other various symptoms that occur anywhere in here. Your diagnosis is not special. It really isn't. Your diagnosis isn't even real. It's a doctor and healthcare insurance company that put a name on some symptoms. It's not even real. Okay, it's all made up.
Now this is one of, ready? Good?
Yeah, so this is a magic move. It's called the scoop. You want to pay super close attention to this move, because this move is, number one, very difficult to complete successfully. And when you do, it takes time. But this move right here can change your life for the better.
Cool. So this is one of the more difficult movements that people do in our program. And it's understanding how to scoop the shoulder blades around the body. It actually helps to open up the space for your rotator cuffs, and it relieves tension on the neck and the front of the chest. It is overall an incredible movement to understand and grasp. It's going to take you some time. So getting your arms up to your side, are you able to roll your shoulders into bad position here? Just kind of that position, roll into that position. And then turn everything out and scoop the blade under, not back, but scoop them around the rib cage forward.
Here's the blade.
You want to do it?
Yeah, sure. So it's like this. Yeah, again, up here.
Bad position.
And it goes down. And also the blade is adhering. It adheres to the ribs. It's not flared out right here. Boom.
And the goal is to strengthen the serratus muscles here and the rhomboids in the mid-back, as well as the lower traps and the mid-trap. It's all working the things that are most likely weak on you, and it's going to stabilize the shoulder and the neck. But if you want to work on getting a nice brace or helping your lower back, then actually learning to scoop the blades is also going to help to engage the lats, and that stabilizes your entire back, your entire spine. So grasping this is not just going to help your shoulder and neck, but everything else down the line. That's why everything's connected. Super cliche, but it's true. So that's really the test. Is, are you able to do goofy things with your shoulder blades and then apply them to overhead positions? Are you able to put them in push-ups? Did you get that? Let's see it again. Or squats or deadlifts, anywhere. Picking up your kids, playing sports.
In the coffee cup, putting your arms up through airport security.
Now the last test.
It goes right with it. This is the neck.
This one's easy, it's quick. Ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Imagine that you have, this is not even really a test, it's just, here's a perfect cue for you to do right now everywhere you go, is imagine that you're a puppet and you have a string attached to the top of your head, and the puppeteer is pulling that string on the puppet straight up. So you're thinking about reaching the crown, the top of your head, up to the ceiling. Just by doing that, you're lengthening the muscles in the neck, and it's going to help to shift the head back. That's a great cue for you to do while you're seated. Now, other thing is getting up against the wall. This is just a great test. We're going to put all of them together here. Get your heels up against the wall, calves, the butt. If you've got a big butt, you can step away from the wall a little bit. Heels, butt against the wall. Now, the mid-back, where the bra strap would connect, make sure that's against the wall. Do you see that? Mm-hmm. Okay. Next piece, can you get your shoulders back against the wall without that bra strap coming off the wall? And then shifting your head to the wall. Are you able to get all of those positions in alignment with the wall? And if you're finding this to be very difficult, which it is, even if you have good positioning, it's going to be tough to do. If you find that very hard, you might even look like this. You've been sitting at a desk for years, and you're like, all right, I'm going to get my head against the wall. Well, now your ribs are off the wall. You put these down, your head's falling forward. You're like, perfect, I did it.
You did it. It's all touching.
Good. That doesn't count.
So for those of you that watched the entire video, we've gone over the different checkpoints for every...
You're committed, first of all.
You're committed. Yeah, well, the ones that succeed are committed. So you've completed all the checkpoints. You maybe have found some imbalances in your body. You may have found some areas that you're like, man, why doesn't my body do that? Or maybe all of them. You couldn't succeed at any of those. Regardless, it's never too late. It never, ever is too late. What do you mean too late? Are you crazy? We are humans built for success. We must learn, improve, grow every single day for the rest of our lives to live our best life. So what are you doing, laying on the ground? Just get up and let's start fixing your shit. We've created an amazing program to help you reconnect with your body, to help you strengthen your body back into alignment again, and to build strength around that position through amazing exercises that are simple, that are safe, that are progressive. And there's dozens and dozens of workouts in the program. Actually, you know what, Andrew? I think you're the best person to talk about the Forever Fix program.
Program?
Yeah, let's talk about the program. He's the developer.
So we've got a lot of people who come into the program, whether they have pain or not. Some people come in, they're like, I can barely get off my bed. Am I going to be able to do this program? It's meant for everyone, and it's scaled for anyone that's a professional athlete in their early 20s all the way up to my grandmother in her 70s.
We have Olympians in the program, 15-year-olds, 78-year-olds in the program. We have tons of professional athletes in the program. And the reason why it's different for everybody is an educational program. You will learn to identify the imbalances within your body. You're going to learn and have your own breakthroughs through self-discovery. But this is likely not as possible to achieve the highest success without the amazing online community that's built into the program.
That thing's solid.
That thing is really solid.
Make a new one every month, and each of them crushes. The people who are part of that community always succeed. We've had people not only just succeed with achieving their physical goals, but then some of them are like, you know what, my job has been mediocre for the last 10 years. They've left their job because they realize that life requires a process, and that's what the community and the program teaches you. The process that is required to achieve anything that is worth achieving in life. So some people will leave their jobs. Some people will go after things that they never thought that they would after going through this program. It is more than just about your body, and maybe that's completely out of your visual field right now, and you're like, I just want to be able to put my socks on. Perfect, that's where you start. Your goal is to get your socks put on, and that is what's going to happen when you're a part of that community.
Right, and the program is broken down into two phases, a phase 1 and a phase 2. A phase 1 is helping you improve all of your smaller movements, connecting them all together. It's safe. It starts at the ground, then you work to your knees, then to standing into phase 2. And phase 2 moves into different exercises you may be doing at the gym. Squatting, lunging, box jumping, different plyometric exercises. That process can span over the course of a year and a half from start to finish. But just like any new sport or any hobby or learning a new instrument or a new language, you continue to improve a little bit every single day through the process. It's not required for you to complete the whole program. Some people have the most amazing breakthroughs after 2 days and they're feeling unbelievable. Eric upstairs, he logged into, I had to log into MoveU and he said phase 1, module 1, that's all he completed. That's the beginning. He goes, what? I do those every single day and my pain just completely stopped doing those. That's all I do. I was like,
Perfect.
okay, it's your choice. But we do encourage you to continue learning and improving. Do you want to talk maybe about some of the purpose of the community and how the community actually works?
So the community, at first we designed it we didn't really know, we just built this community to help people communicate with each other, but it soon became a really awesome support group for people because people think that, you guys all think that you're special and your diagnosis is special, and once you get in there you realize how many people are suffering from the same issues and how it's affecting your relationships and your sex lives and your daily hobbies of just walking down to the mailbox and playing your sports and working out, whatever it is. That community is there to support you through it because there's a 100% chance that you'll have a setback, and that's how life works. You're gonna have setbacks in finances, you're gonna have setbacks in your business, say things.
You're gonna have setbacks and everything, but the setbacks are the opportunity for you to learn, grow, and improve from. And also the community itself is the place to upload your videos to make sure that that you're improving your technique, because there's a lot of blind spots you have with your body, things that you don't know about yourself. So you'll upload your video, upload to community, and then we have a team of experts. We have MoveU experts in the program. There's community support within the program. There's motivational coaching calls within the program. So, all within the community. I'm about to sneeze.
Do it.
All right.
I wonder how many other companies would be like, we have to redo the entire video now. This one take, son.
That's it.
We're like, our team's like, guys, you need to get this done in 20 minutes. We're like, let's do it in 40.
Hank, if you have time to edit out that sneeze, if not, no big deal, no problem.
I'm not editing that out.
Okay, perfect. So, the only way that you truly are going to know, no one can ever tell you with guarantee that something's going to work. Understand that the reason why you have not found success is it's likely because you've tried to do it all by yourself. You've tried to either rep your pain away with exercises. You can't rep pain away. You've tried to assemble body movement with your own knowledge and exercises by adding this exercise and this. But you don't understand body movement. If you're likely in pain, and if you understood how to move your body properly, you wouldn't have that problem right now to begin with. So we've laid out an entire plan for you, step by step. There's about 170 sequential exercises like bumper bowling. You're going to make it. Each one has a description. You're going to understand why, and you're going to move up the ladder and improve every single step of the way. But you'll never know for certain. You're not going to get guarantees on anything in life. The only way to know is to do. You must take action and complete. You learn from the process. So if you're sitting around waiting for answers, you're going to waste your whole fucking life away. You are. So take action. Enroll in the program. Get in. Fix your shit. Guys, there's guarantees in the program. We guarantee to be successful for you. So there's absolutely no risk. You're not climbing a mountain. It's like taking a step up onto a curb. Once you get started, you'll see how easy the program is to begin and how excited you are to improve every single day until you die.
Love it, guys. Thanks for watching. Dude, what is bumper bowling?
What?
I don't know if you should use that ever.
Really?
Do you know what bumper bowling is?
Yeah, when you put the rails up down the side.
But I didn't know that was like a game. You like go up levels with bumper bowling.
No, you just always get a strike. You never get a got a ball.
You don't always get a strike.
I've done bumper bowling with bumpers.
This is probably not a good example because it's not really a good learning lesson.
Like how many people don't even have bowling alleys? Like,
I think that's a basic. I think it's a basic entertainment level.
Like Indians, they have bowling alleys. Like I don't know what they've got.
I don't know. Maybe some people stones with bottles. That's what I used to do growing up.
Damn.
Yeah.
Stones and bottles.
I never did that. I lied.
Just little kids. It's just beer bottles. That explains a lot. Well, thanks for watching, guys.
Fade away, Hank.